Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm putting an exhaust on my 1997 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail Classic. I had a cold going on, so don't mind the scratchy voice, but this thing's got it's got a 2-in-1 exhaust, but it's like, I don't know where they got it, eBay or something, but it looks like crap. And I like 2-in-1 exhaust, but I'm doing away with this one today. I found a cool Supertrapp exhaust. It was like half price, so I bought it. Shout out to Parts Giant. They ship everything in like 2 days here in Indiana. I ordered, a lot of times order something today to be here tomorrow. So I get a lot of stuff from Parts Giant, so check them out. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take off the flange bolts, loosen the flange bolts. There's the back and the front. That one, I already took that one off. And the one right here. I sprayed some PB blaster on there. Didn't really need it. They weren't real tight, but you know, you might run into an issue where them nuts are seized on them studs, and I just sprayed some PB blaster on there. You know, get it working on there. Might save you a headache. Then I got to work on this. They put some kind of cheesy bracket on here, and there's a wire clipped or zip tied to this bracket. I'm gonna take this bracket off. The exhaust I bought came with a new bracket. Alright, there we have it. The exhaust is off. I had to remove my floorboard on this side to give the pipe clearance to pull it off. You just kind of got to work it back and forth and kind of wiggle it around, try to work it out of there. But I need to take that bracket off. Just got this wire zip tied to it. I can tie that to something else. Okay, I want y'all to see this. I gotta get this exhaust gasket out of here, but I want you guys to see the massive carbon buildup on this thing, on these exhaust ports. It's hard to see, I think, with this camera, but there's tons of carbon buildup in here. I gotta get this old wire and this old gasket out of here. Okay, so what you do is you just take one of these picks, like gasket O-ring picks, and just kind of stab it in it's like wire mesh. Just kind of stab it in there. Stab it through there, and it'll yank out of there. Okay, to put this new exhaust gasket in, put the flat side towards the engine, and just kind of press it in real gently with your thumb until it's flush. Until it's flushed in there on the flat side against the flat side. Just kind of press it in there gently. till it bottoms out. Okay guys, the instruction says to reuse the passenger foot peg bolt to mount this bracket for the exhaust, but here's the problem. I took the passenger floorboards off the bike, but here's the bolt from the passenger floorboard and doesn't fit. So I got to figure something out. Went through my old box of bolts and found a bolt and a locking nut, and hopefully that'll work. If not, then down the road I'll get some new hardware, try to find something to put in there. Yeah, the instructions say to use stock flanges, but I went ahead and bought some new flanges and snap rings just because I don't know how old these are. And thanks again, Parts Giant. This is the back cylinder. I said slip that over that with the beveled side towards the bike, and then you gotta work this snap ring. You just work it on there. Just go around, just snap it on there. Snap it on there. That's how it goes. Okay, so got that side on there. Depending on whether or not your bike has fuel injection or it's carbureted. Well, I take that back. Some of the early fuel injection bikes don't have O2 sensors, but I believe, don't take my word for it, but if your bike does have O2 sensors in your old exhaust, then you need to put your O2 sensors in here with some anti-seize. If they don't have O2 sensors, like my old carbureted bike, they come with plugs, and you just put some anti-seize on there and put the plugs in. There's one in each pipe. So I had a little bit of trouble with this plug. I don't know if it's the plug threads or the port threads, the O2 port threads, but I always keep one of these O2 sensor thread chasers. You just buy them at the auto parts store. But if you've ever had to change O2 sensors in an old car, you know how valuable these things are. When you know how bad them O2 sensors get seized into the old exhaust pipes, and you booger up the threads, getting old ones out. You just run one of these through there, these thread chasers, and it's a lifesaver, it's a headache saver anyway. I did that. I ran this thread chaser in there, and then I got the plug in there. But I had a heck of a time. I don't know if it was the threads on the plug was bad or what, but I ran this thread chaser and it seemed to solve the problem. All right, next step is you want to put this front head pipe on. Just finger tight the bolts. The next step says to put one of these mufflers on there and line it up with this bracket. The next step is to install, there's a oval shaped nut you got to slide into the muffler bracket, and then that bolt, get that bolt started, but don't tighten it. The next step is to put the rear head pipe on, flange on, but don't tighten it. You don't tighten anything until everything's installed, and you can tighten it all down. All right, next step, put the other muffler on, line it up. All right, the mufflers are on. All right, guys, final thing is the heat shields. Put the heat shields on. They come with hose clamps. This one I need to adjust my brake pedal or something. Looks like I could probably bend it out a little bit, or maybe adjust it down a little bit so it's not hitting my exhaust right there. It's just hitting that heat shield. But anyway, the heat shield there's hose clamps. There's one right there. There's 3 in the long pipe, and then there's 2 in this one. Basically, they have little slots in the heat shields. You run them hose clamps through them slots, and then just tighten it. Wraps around your pipes and tighten around your pipes. When you're all done, you want to wipe all the fingerprints, oily fingerprints, because if they get hot, them fingerprints will permanently burn into your exhaust. So you wipe them down before you start it up. I had to adjust this muffler back a little bit because instructions say you don't want the heat shields touching that weld. So you got to back it. Make sure that, see, that one's fine. The weld of the muffler's right there. You want that heat shield to stop right before that weld. So I had to back the top one. I just loosen that nut, and loosen the muffler clamp. Just loosen that. Slide it back. I slid it back just a hair. So looks good now. Now the only thing I got left is I need to wipe the heat shields down, wipe the mufflers down, get the fingerprints off, put my floorboard back on, and figure out what I'm gonna do with that brake pedal touching that. Oh, and then the plates, the disc, and the end cap that goes on the Supertrapp mufflers. I got to install those and figure out how many plates I want to use and all that. But so far, looking good. I think it looks good. Let me know what you guys think of this style of exhaust. I went from the 2-in-1 to the 2-in-2 with the Supertrapp mufflers. Oh, and one more thing, I need to get zip ties, and I need to zip tie these wires that were zip tied to the old exhaust brackets. So make sure you got all your anything like that. It's got that's the points, the wire that comes out of the points cover for the points. I just need to zip tie it up so it's not touching the exhaust anywhere. All right, guys, I took it for a spin. It sounds pretty good when you're cruising. It's way quieter than what it was. It's real quiet at idle. It's a little louder when you're getting on it, but it's still way quieter. I like the way it sounds. You know, I like it loud, but it sounds good quiet. I think it looks great. It looks even better. I think it looks better than what I thought it was going to look like with all that chrome and the big chrome mufflers. That's kind of what I was going for. I'm not trying to go super fast, you know. I'm just trying to cruise and enjoy the ride and park it and let people check it out and look at the chrome and the wheels and the exhaust, and that's all I care about. So far, so good, though. One more thing, guys. If you go on Parts Giant right now, they got these exhausts, these Supertrapp, the same one I got. It's less than half price what the original price. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of them or close out or just not making them. I don't think they make them anymore, but Parts Giant still has them for less than half price of the original cost of this system. Just to let you know. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the Davey Harlotson YouTube channel.